So you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Today's video I wanted to talk about two troubling topics for Black Ops Cold War, and we're not going to be talking about skill-based matchmaking today. Now if you do enjoy the video at any portion, please don't forget to drop a like, and if you are new here, consider subscribing with the notification bell clicked so you get my Call of Duty videos as soon as they are published. So I'm going to ask one simple question as we start the video. How many of you guys have saw the connection interrupted sign when you've been playing a 6v6 game mode? Just let me know down in the comment section, because I've saw that in the last few weeks a grand total of 14 times. Now this is something you wouldn't expect to see if you're playing a game with dedicated servers, but the truth is we aren't playing a game with dedicated servers. Well, dedicated servers for 6v6 game modes. Now back in the beta, Battle Nonsense, whose channel I will link down in the description, identified what was going on here, and basically dedicated servers were saved for game modes like Combined Arms and Fire Team Dirty Bomb modes. 6v6 was done via the old school, going way back in the day, peer-to-peer connections. So that would stipulate that this is probably still a thing that we are experiencing right now, hence the connection losses for me and people stuttering around the place, or me finding myself stuttering around the place. Now the damning thing as well is the dedicated servers were actually running on 20 Hz, and just to put this into perspective, Battlefield has had dedicated servers since 2015 that have run on 60 Hz despite having destruction engine, vehicles, and a much larger player count. So you would think to yourself, well, hang on, this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest game in the world, Call of Duty. It makes an absolute shed ton of money for Activision, so why are they not reinvesting into the game? Now if we segue back to my last video where I spoke about Maverick, who claims to be an ex-Activision intern, he stated that there was a transition to a different set of servers which actually had a lower maintenance cost for Activision. Now, I do remember from the top of my head that there was an article, I believe it was Charlie Intel, but I can't quite confirm that at the moment, and I haven't managed to find the article, where they spoke about the transition to other servers, but it was almost put across as if these would be an upgrade on the current one. And it seems to me that we are still in a situation in 2020 where we're playing 6v6 game modes on peer-to-peer connections, which in my personal opinion is just totally unacceptable. Now, if we put Warzone aside and not even speak about that, because to me it's still a separate game from the multiplayer aspect of Call of Duty, 6v6 Team Deathmatch is the most popular game mode in Call of Duty. It is the bread and butter game mode. It's where most of the game's population resides, and if this is the case, then this is one game mode that should have dedicated servers, period. It should be non-negotiable. So I don't see how we are playing on peer-to-peer connections as if we're still playing Modern Warfare 2 or we're playing Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. It's a crazy thing to be even thinking about, considering how much money this game has made. And with Battle Nonsense showing the evidence he's shown in the beta, I wouldn't put it past Activision to have continued this trend. Now I've also checked on my NetDoomer to try and ping particular servers, and what I've actually found is, and it's been spoke about on a NetDoomer forum as well, is that we can ping the server locations, but it seems to be coming up as a peer type connection, and the domain actually shows the internet service provider. Usually it would show you the name of the dedicated server, which insinuates to me that this is definitely not dedicated servers that we are using in the 6v6 game modes. It has been stated on NetDoomer's forum that this could be that there's not a proper classification of those particular servers, but for it to show the internet service provider and not the actual dedicated server name really says to me that we are on peer-to-peer connections, definitely, when it comes to 6v6. So moving forward to the next portion of the video, which is something else that is really affecting this game, I have to talk about the lack of an anti-cheat system, because this isn't just affecting Black Ops Cold War, it's evidently rife currently in Warzone. There's so many people who are having a bad experience because people are war hacking, people are using Kronos Maxes, Zens, you name it. And I really want to know, if we're playing one of the most popular FPS games in the world, then where is the implementation of a half decent anti-cheat system? Because it's all good paying money for a game, and I understand that Warzone is a free-to-play game mode, so people can create several accounts and come back as they please. But even in Cold War, I've watched plenty of people kill me and just know that wasn't right at all. That was a bit dodgy. And I just really want to see an implementation of something that resembles an anti-cheat mode in this game. There have been plenty of videos that have been put out there of people who have brought Kronos Maxes just to actually demonstrate what they do, minimizing your recoil to pretty much zero on guns which are classically known for having a lot of recoil, like the AK-47, and then turning them into absolute laser beams. Listen, people are always going to do what they can to try and gain an advantage in any walks of life. I've said this so many times in different videos. It's just human nature to try and get that edge. And if it means that athletes that are in the public eye are going to get caught doping because they wanted a competitive advantage to try and get those sponsorships from big brands like Nike and so forth, some people are just inclined to do those sorts of things. So I understand that we are always going to have cheats and people trying to bypass the system when it comes to computer games. The problem is, when you open the door for these people without even putting a lock on it, then it's just an easy avenue for them to do it with no guilt. There needs to be hardware bans now from Activision if people are caught cheating. Not a little message, can you please stop cheating? Because this is pretty much the anti-cheat system at the moment, is please don't cheat. Nick Merckx came out and said it a few weeks back, where he was like, that's Activision's answer, that's Infinity Ward's answer, that's Trakky's answer to cheats at the moment, is please don't cheat. Is that it? Is that the best that you guys can do? You need to be much more thorough. You need to invest in an anti-cheat system. You need to start banning graphics cards, PlayStations, whatever you can do to ban hardware. It needs to be done, because people need to understand that if they are going to cheat, they are done. And in terms of these Kronos Maxes and stuff, they shouldn't be compatible with the likes of your console. They shouldn't be compatible with PCs and stuff. And I understand that they've tried to sue the gills off these third-party sites that are selling these hacks, but I still don't feel like they've done enough. You let me know down in the comment section your opinion on these two topics in this particular video. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but the like and subscribe button, I hope they tickle your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.